Hello, I'm Jennifer Witt, Director of ProjectManager.com. Well, welcome to our whiteboard session today on how to deliver bad news for a project. It's, as project managers, one of the things that we fear or dislike the most is delivering bad news. But over the years, I have gotten better, and I wanted to share some tips of things I've learned along the way. So if we're delivering the bad news, there are a couple steps we want to take, and when we're doing those steps, I made a do not list for each one. So number one is determining relevancy. Who is this bad news for? This may be bad news for one of the other team members, it may be bad news for the stakeholders, it may be bad news for the vendor partners. So making sure we understand who's going to care about this and how is it going to impact them. So determine the relevancy and make sure not to cry wolf. And meaning a lot of times it may be a problem or it may be bad news to someone, but by crying wolf all the time, if we keep thinking everything is bad news and getting the team and everyone all upset all the time, people are going to begin to ignore us if we do that. Number two, assess the facts and the impact, making sure that the information that we provide is factual, not just guesswork or he said, she said, and knowing how that's going to impact the project. Is it going to impact the budget, the scope, the quality, and then being able to, when we calculate that, not to mislead. You know, don't put the information together to mislead. You don't want to downplay something that's really critical or important, and you don't want to glamorize, make it look, you know, so beautiful. Here's really bad news, and you're trying to make it look better than it is. Sometimes a bad situation is a bad situation. Number three is evaluate some solutions or alternatives. So getting together with the team members or the people who have the expertise or the know-how are the best people to know how to provide some alternatives. And being sure not to drop the bomb. So when you deliver that information, you don't want to drop a bomb on people, meaning just leaving a scattered mess. Number four, provide some recommendations. So when we've come up with the solutions, say, of all the solutions, we've worked with the people who are responsible, and we've determined that of the ones we feel like this, we recommend that this would be the best solution. The people that we have to go to, our stakeholders or change control board or whoever we're delivering that to, who it's going to impact, may choose a different alternative or solution. And number five, act timely. Again, there's a fine line between jumping the gun and waiting too long, and you've got to know as a project manager how to do this timely. And then number six is deliver this personally. This is something you don't want to delegate. With bad news, no matter who or at what level this information is going to impact, you want to do this personally. And if people aren't there in the place where you can do it in person, you can do it personally by phone, by web meeting, by going to their office, scheduling a meeting or something like that. But these are some of the tips that I've found that are helpful along the way to help me do something that's very uncomfortable, and that's delivering bad news about a project. If you need a tool that can help you assess the impact of the bad news on your project, then sign up for our software now at ProjectManager.com.